Nomenclature of cyclic molecules. Before learning their naming, let's see what exactly cyclic molecules are. So, cyclic molecules are closed loop structures. For example, in this example, the rules of bond line notation are exactly the same. The corner of the zigzag line represent carbon atom. So, if I replicate this into its molecular structure, the formula will be but as you can see, drawing the bond line notation is a much easier job than drawing its molecular structure. Let's see another example. This is also a cyclic molecule and the corners represent carbon atoms. So, this is a cyclic molecule having 4 carbon atoms in the cycle. As you can see, this is also a closed loop structure. And the other very important fact about cyclic molecules is that their general formula is CnH2n. So, there are 2 important things that you should remember about cyclic molecules. Now, let's learn their naming via various examples. So, the general formula for cyclic compounds is just same as any other hydrocarbon, but the only difference is that we add this cyclo word between prefix and the word root. So, this is the only difference that cyclic compounds carry. So, our first example is in this example, we'll do this exactly the same thing. First, we'll number our chain. So, the correct numbering will be. So, after numbering the chain, we can see that the correct word root for a compound is prop. Now, there is no prefix present because there is no substituent or double or triple bond, and there is no there is no secondary suffix because there is no functional group, and only primary suffix that will be there is ane because there are no double and triple bonds. And before word root, we need to add the word cyclo. So, the name of this compound is cyclopropane. Let's see example number 2. This is our example number 2. Let's number a chain first. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The word root for this compound is bute. The primary suffix will be ane, and we just need to add cyclo over here. So, the correct name for this compound is cyclobutane, and for this compound it's cyclopropane. Now, let's solve some little difficult examples to learn the naming of cyclic compounds.
In question number 1, we will start by numbering the correct main chain. So, numbering will start from this carbon because there are 2 substituents present on this carbon atom. So, from lowest locant rule, this carbon should be numbered as the number 1 carbon. So, numbering will be done in this way: 1, 2 and 3. So, there are 3 carbon atoms present in this chain. So, the word root will be prop. And as there are no double and triple bonds, so the primary suffix will be ane. Now, let's see our prefix. So, if I talk about prefix, there are 2 substituents present over here on the first carbon. So, my correct prefix will be 1, 1. There are 2 methyl groups present, so dimethyl. And as we have learned that between the word of the primary suffix and prefix and word root, we always use cyclo in between. So it will be 1, 1 dimethyl cyclopropane. This is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. In question number 2, the numbering will start from this carbon atom because according to the lowest locant rule, firstly, alkenes should get the smallest locant. So, numbering will be done in the following way. This carbon is the first carbon atom. This carbon is the second carbon atom, then third and fourth. So, as there are 4 carbon atoms in this compound, so the word root is but, and primary suffix will be 1-ene because on the carbon number 1 there is a double bond. So, but 1-ene. Now, if I talk about prefix, so there are no prefixes required over here because there is no substituent. And as we have learned that before every cyclic compound, we put cyclo before the word root. So, cyclo but 1-ene. So, this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. In question number 3, numbering will start from this carbon atom because of the lowest locant rule that alkenes should get the smaller locant, and then the second carbon will be this and not this because of the sum rule that sum of all the locants of the substituent should be minimum. So finally the numbering will be done in the following way: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, as there are 5 carbon atoms present in the cyclic ring, so the word root will be pent, and as on the first carbon there is an alkene, so the primary suffix will be 1-ene. Now, if we talk about the prefixes, so there are 2 substituents present, 2 methyl substituents at first and the second position. So, the prefix will be 1, 2 dimethyl, and as we know in cyclic compounds before word root we always put cyclo. So this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. In question number 4, numbering will start from this carbon atom because of the lowest locant rule, and instead of this carbon will be numbered as second carbon because of the sum rule that says the sum of all the locants of the substituent should be as small as possible. So the final numbering will be done in the following way. So this is the correct numbering, and as we can see that our ring is having 6 carbon atoms, the word root for the compound will be hex. And as the double bond is present between the first and the second carbon atom, so the primary suffix will be hex 1-ene. Now, the prefix will be according to these substituents, that is, there are 2 methyl substituents present on first and second carbon atom. So, our prefix will be 1, 2 dimethyl. Now, in naming of cyclic compounds, we know that whenever we name cyclic compounds, we use cyclo before the word root. So, in connecting the prefix and the word root, we'll place the word cyclo right over here. So, this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound: 1, 2 dimethyl cyclohex 1-ene. So, if you look carefully, I've used the same rules that we've learned earlier, that between a number and a number there's a comma, between a number and a word there's a hyphen, between two words there is no space. So these are the key rules when we are practicing nomenclature of compounds. Question number 5 is a different question than all other examples that we've solved till now. So in this question there are 2 rings present. So we cannot select both the rings in our main chain. So the rule that works over here is that we choose the ring that is having more number of carbon atoms as our main chain, and the other ring is treated as a substituent. So in this example, this ring is having 6 carbon atoms and this is having 4 carbon atoms. So we will choose this ring as a correct main chain or correct main ring. So the numbering will be done in the following way, that this carbon atom will get number 1 because of the lowest locant rule. So the numbering will be done in the following way. There are 6 carbon atoms in this ring. So the word root will be hex. There is no double and triple bond present. So there will be no primary suffix. We will just use an hexane to complete the word root. And if we talk about the prefix, so at first carbon there is a substituent. So the way we write cyclic substituent is in the following way. So as the substituent is present on the first carbon atom, so 1 hyphen cyclobutyl. We have written cyclo because the substituent is a cyclic ring having 4 carbon atoms. So the word root but is over here as it is having carbon atoms. And as we have learned that while naming cyclic compounds, we always place the word cyclo before the word root. So here we join the prefix and the word root with cyclo, and hence this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. In question number 6, this is our correct main chain, and numbering will start from this carbon atom because of the lowest locant rule. So the numbering will be done in the following way. As there are 5 carbon atoms present, so the correct word root will be pent, and as there is no double or triple bond present, so there will be no primary suffix, and we will just complete the name by pentane because it's an alkane derivative. Now if I talk about substituents present in the chain, so if you see carefully, this is a complex substituent. So while numbering, like we also number complex substituents. So if this is a core ethyl substituent present over here, over which there is a methyl substituent present. So the numbering of the complex substituent will be done in the following way. So now this is one ethyl substituent. At first carbon of this ethyl substituent, there is a substituent, and that is methyl. So the name of this compound will be written in the following way while writing the prefix. 1 and while writing the cyclic compounds, we always place cyclo word before the word root. So this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. So let's just see the prefix writing once because that's really important and that's the good part of this question. So I've written 1 over here because on this main chain, our main ring, on first carbon atom, a complex substituent is present. So this 1 represents this carbon atom. Then we place complex substituent in round brackets. Now if I see the bracket part, so what it says is that the substituent, the complex substituent, substituent is present at first position. So on the first position, there is a methyl group over the complex ethyl substituent. So this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. And the rules over here are also followed exactly the same way, that there is no gap between two words. Between a number and a word, there's a hyphen. So these are key important rules that we follow while writing names of any organic compound.
Question number 7 is a trickier problem. There are 2 possible chains over here. The first chain possible is this, and the second possible chain is this. So we will stick to our fundamental rule that the correct main chain is the chain having maximum number of carbon atoms in it. And if we go for the open chain, there are 5 carbon atoms in this chain, and if we go for the cyclic ring, there are 3 carbon atoms. Hence, our correct main chain is this only and not the cyclic ring. So, in this problem, the cyclic ring will act as a suffix. So, this is our correct main chain, and now let's number it. Numbering will start from the leftmost corner because of the first locant rule. The substituent should get the smallest locant possible. So, the prefix for this question is 2 cyclopropyl. So, well, now in this problem we won't use any cyclo before the word root because now our main chain is the open chain. So, the word root that we will give is the pent, and which is because of the open chain. So, there won't be any cyclo present over here, and we will directly write 2-cyclopropyl pentane. So, now in question number 8, although the open chain is having more number of carbon atoms, but we cannot choose it as the main chain because the double bond is present in the cyclic ring. So, it's compulsory according to the rules that we need to choose the ring only as our main chain. Now, let's number our ring. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The prefix for the ring will be, and for naming the prefix, let's see the substituent properly. So, the main chain for substituent is this because it's a complex substituent, and numbering of the chain will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a butyl substituent having methyl as another substituent at the first carbon. So, the name of the prefix will be 1-methyl butyl. Because over here our cyclic ring is the main chain, so we will put cyclo before the word root. Cyclo but 1E. This is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. Now let's turn to question number 9. In question number 9, the correct main chain is this because the double bond is present over here and it's compulsory to take the double bond in our main chain. So this is the correct main chain according to the rules, and this cyclobutyl will act as a substituent. So let's number our chain, and according to the rules, the double bond should get the lower locant 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so the word root is pent. Let's write the prefix first. So the prefix is 4 cyclobutyl word root is pent, and the primary suffix is pent2E. So, this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. If you observe carefully, question number 8, question number 9 and question number 10 are much similar to each other. So, now in question number 10, the correct main chain will be this because the number of carbon atoms is more in the open chain than in the cyclic chain. Let's number our chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the prefix for this compound will be 2-cyclobutyl because there are 4 carbon atoms present in the cyclic ring. So, the name for this is butyl. So, 2-cyclobutyl pentane. This is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. In question number 11, The correct main chain will be cyclic ring because of this double bond present. So let's highlight our correct main chain. This is the correct main chain. So the learning part in question number 11 is numbering. There are several ways to number this chain, but the correct way is to number from here. So the reasons why are we numbering from here is that if we start numbering from here, the other carbon which is residing on the double bond will get fourth number while numbering, and the first preference is that both the carbons that are residing on double bonds should get the lowest locant, and after that the priority is that this is also a carbon on which a substituent is present, so this carbon should also get a lower locant. So that's why we are starting numbering from here. So this is very important that you understand why are we starting the numbering from this carbon atom, and rest the example is simple. So this is our subchain and it is having two carbon atoms, so it's an ethyl substituent having methyl as substituent. So the numbering this substituent will be 1 and 2. So the correct IUPAC name for this compound will be, first I'll write the prefix. On third position there's a complex substituent, so a bracket will be used, 3. On the first position there's a methyl substituent, methyl, and it's a ethyl substituent overall, 3 hyphen a round bracket, 1 methyl ethyl, a closed bracket. Then cyclo will be used because our main chain is cyclo this time. So and the correct word root will be cyclobute 1E. So this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. And so in question number 12, the correct main chain will be this. It is having the double bond, and numbering will start from this carbon. This is a complex substituent, and the main chain for this complex substituent will be this. Let's number the complex chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a butyl chain, and the correct IUPAC name for this compound will be 3, 1 methyl, butyl, cyclo, pent 1E. Question number 13 is a problem of its own type. The reason being that there's a single carbon over here. So, and as we have studied the rule, the double bond should be in the main chain. So, if I select the cyclic ring as my main chain, there's no double bond present. And if I go for the chain that is having double bond, it's not a chain, there's just a single carbon. So, what should we do now? So that's why I'm saying this is an example of its own kind, and overall this whole part is called a substituent and its name is methylidene. So in this example our correct main chain will be this only, and this whole will act as a substituent. So I'll just name this compound. Let's do the numbering first. So the correct numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. So, the correct IUPAC name for this compound will be 1 methylidene, just very carefully see that after methyl I'm adding idene. I'll write separately over here, I'm adding idene. So just remember this, whenever such kind of problems come, you need to do like in your substituent, it is a methyl substituent that's attached with a double bond. You always add this IDENE to your prefix. The further numbering will be methylidene, cyclo and hexane. So this is the correct IUPAC name for this compound. and this is a really important compound.